about Yamadar. Where do you think his future lies? How do you feel he's developed as a player? Where you believe he will go in his career?
Well, where he'll go into career is entirely up to him. Love Yam. Great spending time with him. Great in practices. Had some priorities when I came. Went to talk to him. Priorities were get a little bit bigger, improve rebounding, maybe help a little bit rebounding size. So in some situations I had to sacrifice him. Like I said, absolutely love the guy. Brings joy every day to practice, is fun to be around. He never gave up. He continued battling in practices against Nick and Scotty and all these guys. Seems like he has a character. He needs to play. He needs to play like all the young guys. And, you know, I do feel bad in these situations. You know, I spoke with him a couple times about it. He came to talk to me. I think we have a very good relationship, but he needs to play. And I think he can get back to this highest level with a very important role. But we need to be patient with all of these guys.
Over there.
Coach, Andrew Bernuka, FanSided. You went up against Coach Bartzokas tonight, someone you've competed with many times over the years as a coach and a player. I just wanted to ask, what do you think of him as a competitor? Is there anything you've learned, grown to respect or admire about him through all these years of competing against him?
Yeah, well, you cannot say that I know Yorgos personally very good. We do spend time in the summer, you know, in the coaches association. You know, the families are there. It's very nice family, man. They have a great family. They're always there together. So I mean, a little bit get to spend, but you cannot, you know, I cannot talk about the person. Basketball-wise, I absolutely love how they move the ball, how they're patient, you know, how they are extremely selfless. I think is Bartzokas basketball. At the same time, you have to have these type of characters on the team. You know, the players who are selfish, who are willing to sacrifice, who understands that, you know, if today I score 2-3 points, maybe next game 25, it's still the averages are what they are. This is, you know, European basketball. You don't have to, your stars don't have to score 30 points every game to have the average. We have a completely different mentality, and the game of averages is different in European basketball. Yeah, so I learned from him a lot of stuff about asking the team to be patient, to move the ball side to side, you know. I really like the basketball that they play and that he's preaching.
Over there.
You don't have to microphone, I hear you. Don't worry, they hear it also.
Okay. Alberto Mazzagaglio, Euro Devotion. Coach, two small questions. The first one is about we all know clearly what you think about the third place final. So I'm asking you if maybe it's a good idea to play, instead of the third place, the final of the next generation. And the second one is about...
I watched the next generation today, the whole game, and while we were watching, we were hearing Madrid players in the other room going crazy for it. Not a bad idea. I think the Eurocup idea is not going to work. I think a Eurocup final, somebody suggesting it's not going to work because its fan bases and the tickets is impossible, but generation is not bad.
And the second one about your team going into the most important part of the season in Turkey, in the National League. What do you think your team has to improve more to try to get the title?
Well, we need to be more solid. I'm repeating the word solid all the time. I'm repeating solid from the bench. I even hear some players over there behind me. Solid, solid, solid. I mean, we somehow find a way to make silly, childish mistakes. As soon as we follow the game plan and everything, and, you know, my veteran players, especially the guys who play majority of the minutes, they're extremely solid in the game plan, in the coverages, in whatever we decided to do. And this is it. The issue is for us is that right now in Thursday we will start semifinal against Beşiktaş, and the roster is completely different. I can only use 5 of these guys. So now Turkish League is very good this year because you can rest the players during the year. But for example, to play now with 2 different rosters before the Final Four and get the rhythm, maybe it's one of the reasons why we didn't succeed.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. We'll start the press conference with Coach Georgios Barzokas. He will do a first statement and then we'll open the floor for the questions. Coach.
Good evening to everybody. I would like to express my appreciation to our fans that they came here to support us for one more time. Unfortunately, we don't play the final, but if we let the first 24 hours, 48, 2-3 days, and we can realize what we achieved this year, I can be proud for our players, for our club, for everybody, for our coaching staff. It was a really difficult season for us, but one more time we were here in the Final Four. We played one very bad first half versus Real, and it was enough for us to not to compete for the final, for the title today. Of course, you understand that today's game was a very complicated game, I can say, with more of the players without motivation. We just had to use it just for the people who stay here for our fans to see us, and of course as a preparation for the upcoming games. Congratulations to Fener. Also, they had a very great second round and playoff series versus Monaco. They deserve to be here. I wish them good luck to the upcoming games. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Just raise your hand if you have any questions over there.
Catalano Francesco, EuroLeague. Coach, in the last post-game press conference last Friday, you talked about the weight of success, failure, and values. I know there is a bit of disappointment now, but can we say that what you built in these years in terms of mentality, culture, is kind of a model now for other EuroLeague teams, and is something important that will be considered and regarded over the result? That is something that is important, but it's not all what is everything about. Thank you.
Thank you for saying that. Yes, I would like to establish one culture to Olympiacos that includes, the unselfish way of thinking, the empathy between the players, and the togetherness that we need to have. Something beyond the talent, beyond the big budget, probably. And I'm very happy that with this situation we have a big hug from our fans. It's right now all the sold outs that we have during the season, the warm support. Even today, our fans were disappointed, but a lot of them stay there to cheer for the team. I'm happy for this. Of course, in clubs big clubs like Olympiacos, always the titles are important. But from my side, to establish this kind of philosophy is very important, and it's something that I'm proud of.
Over there.
Coach Andrew Bernucca, fan-sided. I wanted to ask, you've been a coach in EuroLeague for a long time now. You've had many different teams, your original Spinoulis Olympiacos squads, your Krasnodar squad with Delaney, Randolph, where you didn't really use a conventional center a lot, your Kimki team around Alexei Shved, your Olympiacos team last year with Vezenkov, a perimeter scorer, but different from the ones you coached before. Your team this year with really no, one option and kind of spreading the ball out. How would you describe your kind of on-court basketball philosophy now, and how has it changed from when you first started as a EuroLeague coach throughout the years?
Yes, it's a good question. My philosophy changes every year. First of all, you need to be informed where the basketball goes, what in the basketball nowadays needs, to be successful. You can look to the market to bring the players that they fit in your system, but at the same time it's not always possible. The market is really small right now in EuroLeague, with what everybody knows in this room, what's happening in NBA, even in the NCAA, where the players are getting money now to play. So the market in the States right now creates a lot of problems to European market. That's why if you see players from one team in EuroLeague goes to the other, And if you have a core of good players and you keep them, mostly you are successful. I believe stability is very important. I think you need to have a core of players, like 7, 8, 9 players, and to add someone, 2, 3 additions every year, if it's possible, and if the market allows that. My philosophy is always like this, team basketball is important. Playing almost 90 games per season, you cannot base only in one star. It's impossible, because if you have one star, from 90 games, he will be like 40, 45 games, fantastic, amazing, is great. But the other 45 games, that means that maybe you can lose them. I really believe that you need good players. The talent is very important. The athletic ability, the height is important. But most important thing for me is how one group of players can stick together and play. This is what I'm trying to do in every team, no matter because as you said, Lokomotiv was different type of playing only with forwards. Now we have 3 centers in Olympiacos. Basketball changes, but whatever always is the same is that you need to stick together. You need to have good locker room, and everybody has to be on the same page.
Over there.
Alberto Mazzagaglia, your devotion. Coach, first of all, congratulations for the great season, the great basketball you played through so many adversities. It was
Thank you.
Maybe last year, we talked yesterday, maybe last year you were more beautiful, but this year you look to be tougher, definitely. Then I'm asking you something that, starting from what I asked yesterday to Mr. Bodiroga, because he was involved in this kind of question. We have seen a lot of talent in the next generation, unbelievable talent. Maybe the next generation ever tournament. It was the final today was something really special, but all the games were so good. In 2-3 years, let's say maximum 4, most of the great players of EuroLeague will retire or will be retiring. It looks like actually we do not have a change for these great players. But these guys, as you told before, are going to the NCAA, making money when they are 17, 18, 19, things like that. What do you see in the future of this competition in terms of quality?
The level of the competitiveness is going to be the same, because right now there are clubs with great organization, brand names, big clubs that, they know how to build up teams. As you said, the talent is going every year down. Probably because from all those young guys that you saw today in this tournament, the most of them are going to play in the States. I don't know if they're going to play in Kentucky or Duke or somewhere else, but maybe after 1 year they're going to play in NBA. They're going to be draft. What I think is that if a EuroLeague team has one player with great talent, cannot be the buyout for NBA something like 1.5 million. For them is ridiculous money. So maybe to raise the buyout from a European team to NBA or wherever else is one solution. But honestly, we need to make more attractive our product here in Europe, just to make sure that not only the good players are going to leave. You remember that the last 2 MVPs in EuroLeague, Vasilij Micic and Sasha Vezenkov, left,
Over there.
Hello, I want to ask Turkish. Sarunas Jasikevičius ve Fenerbahçe Beko.
Sarunas Jasikevičius, what do you think about Sarunas Jasikevičius and Fenerbahçe Beko in general? What do you think about Sarunas Jasikevičius and Fenerbahçe Beko in general? How would you like to comment on them? How would you like to comment on Sarunas Jasikevičius and Fenerbahçe Beko? What do you think about them? Jasikevičius had a relatively inexperienced roster at his hand and now made it to the Final Four. So where do you see Sarunas Jasikevičius in the future in his career and Fenerbahçe Beko as well?
Listen, Fenerbahce is a great club. It's a very big club with a lot of fans, and you know, in the highest scene of European basketball. Saras is a great coach. There is no doubt about that. I don't know because I didn't talk with him, and of course, if I had the information, I couldn't share with you. But I'm not sure how many players that he already has. They are fit in his system. Probably they're going to make some changes. But you know, there is no. They have good budget. They have a lot of money to spend. They have a lot of fans. They have great arena and a very good coach. I'm sure that they will be competitive also the next year. But for this year, being here, always I'm saying that achieving the Final Four is a big time accomplishment.
Thank you, coach.
Thank you, guys.